Hello everyone and welcome back to War Thunder. Today I'm flying at the Spitfire Mark 2B in realistic battle, and I feel like my phone's making an annoying noise on the microphone. But yeah, I'm flying at the Spitfire 2B. This is normally an arcade plane. As I'm sure a lot of you know, this is a beast in arcade at tier 2. It's just, I don't know, the guns it has are just so good. Mark 1 Hispanos mixed with 7.7s, I just feel like they're just the best combination with these guns. I feel like it's the same with the higher tier Spitfires as well. The 7.7s and 20s are just the best combination going. The one thing I do dislike about this plane, and the only thing I dislike about this plane, is it gets you into a tier 3 game sometimes. And I was in one yesterday and I had a team full of rubbish players, as standard with American teams. But it was against Russians on Korea, and I dove down and most of our team was dead, and I dived into a swarm of like 5 people. I think a Yak 1 or Yak 7, and Ishak was down there. There's a Yak 3 who didn't manage to get me still even at the end, and well, basically it was like a 5v1 situation. I was just turning and I managed to get 4 of them, and then the Yak 3 got scared off, I think, and he kept running, and then I started like saying stuff in chat and he started turning back, and then he flew off, got to his base, and then I flew over because there was someone, a P-51 near him, I think, trying to get him, and then I just came along and one-shot him after all he'd been running from, and he just, like, must have felt a bit embarrassed really, being in a Yak 3 and he got outperformed by a plane that's like 2 or 3 years older than it. But no, this thing, it climbs well, it turns stupidly well, which, I mean, is not unrealistic. I mean, that's how it is in real life Spitfires, especially the early ones. They have amazing turn-ins. Its speed isn't bad. It's the only thing I dislike is you can't pull negative Gs. It's the only thing I don't like about this, is you can't pull negative Gs, and it's high tiering it gets. But other than that, it is just amazing. I've got this custom SFB skin as well. It's sort of my Battle of Britain themed skin. This is the 75th anniversary. Last year I was doing a lot of D-Day style ones, but this year I just grabbed the Mark 1 skin, wrote SFB on it, made it sort of, I guess, higher quality than the last year's ones, because I got the 4K plugins or whatever they are. And yeah, I've got this on the Mark 9 as well, and I mean, it will fit any Spitfire that isn't Griffin, probably. You just sort of download it, bung it in the folder, and change the name of the file, and it'll work. But obviously some of them have slight modifications, like not really anything I've done much, but obviously got the radiators and stuff like that. That's like, you got to sort that out between the later marks and earlier marks. But yeah. But this thing is, I'd say, if you fly this is the closest thing to the Mark 9, because the Mark 5 is just god awful, I think, and you can't turn at high speed because it just rips, and it rips at stupidly low speed when you turn. Like, you can be going like 500, 450, 500 and up, and it will just rip as soon as you pull like 6G. It will rip, and it is so fragile. And I think it's the same with the 5C as well, and it's just ridiculous. But this thing doesn't seem like it rips very much, and I mean, it's lower speeds, this would just outturn anything, mostly. I'm not sure about like I-16s really, but I think I got lucky with mine. I think it was a head-on more as well. The overheating's alright, I haven't overheated yet, and I've been wepping up to 6k from like 2 or 1.5 or whatever you start at. I don't know, it's just overall a pretty solid plane when it comes to climbing. I mean, diving, I don't really know what its top speed is. I haven't tried, and I don't really feel like trying in a battle. So I might test it out after and sort of just put it up on the screen as to what speed it rips at in a dive. But I seem to have outclimbed all of the enemies, which is always good. They're A6M2, so their turning's probably better than mine. But that doesn't matter because I've got altitude over them, and a lot of it. And it just like this thing, because it's an early Spitfire as well. It doesn't stall at this sort of speed. Like if you're in a Griffin Spitfire going this sort of speed, you probably don't want to be going at that sort of speed. You want to be keeping it above 300 really. Just sort of. Otherwise, it's a bit. I wouldn't say well, it's sluggish at that kind of speed, but with this, it doesn't really matter if you do drop below, like even 220. It will still perform well. But I'm gonna dive down and engage these fine gentlemen in their JDM aircraft. See how this goes. And yeah, so in my opinion, the way I think Hispano cannons are, I'd say it goes Mark 1, 5 and then 2 in efficiency killing wise, because I don't find the Mark 2s very good. Like, they are, but they aren't. And same with the Mark 5 sometimes. Like, I feel like they work, but the Mark 1s always work. And with the Mark 5s and 2s, you get a lot more sparks and that sort of stuff. And I mean, just look at the speed. I'm going 168, and it's not stalling, and nothing wrong is going with it. Like, I'm not trying to keep it up. It's just staying up. We're just starting to overheat a little bit now, but it's not even that severe. And I mean, I'm doing a 0, which is good. Obviously, this thing would never in real life be anywhere in this situation. I mean, maybe the Spitfire would have, but obviously we don't have many of those, or even the ones that would have been in this situation, I don't think. And yeah, I mean, it's a shame, I think, that there are none of these flying, because this is, I'd say, probably one of my favourite Spitfires. Judging by, I mean, I've got 1,000 kills in it in arcade. I like the way it looks because it's got that Mark 1 look to it, but then it's got the cannons, and it's just sort of a bit meaner than the Mark 1, I think, just because of that. I am getting rather daring, I think, now with this kind of speeds. I don't know, it's just something to do with these guns. I feel they just seem to tear into things. I'm just going to climb back up again. Hello, Mr. Zero. Oh, okay. Turning fight with the turning gods. Hit. Another hit. Yeah, the only thing I do dislike is the negative G problem with this. Where it, like, I know it's not a problem, but it's how it is in real life, obviously. But it's just, for me, it's so irritating because I'm so used to flying jets and higher tier props, and you just don't ever get it with any other prop except these. So obviously you've got to get used to that if you don't fly it much. Okay. Luckily his BB guns didn't do anything. That's third kill. I could use some help, because it's now 3v1 over here, and I don't want to be in this situation. With Russians it's fine, because they can't quite turn as well as me. If I could just have some cover, please. Anyone? Useless teammates. Have any of them done anything? We've got 1 kill each. Oh my god! Fucking help me! Christ. Come on, all fucking 4 of them are there. Oh my god. How can they be that bad? Like, all of them have died. Most of them have died without getting kills. Just poor teamwork is what it is. It's like half the team don't climb, and none of them do anything. Like each of those people have 1 kill. And that still doesn't make sense, because that means 4 of these people crashed. Because some of them don't have kills. So that means 4 people on our team crashed. It's just pathetic. So yeah, this guy's gone in and attacked. 4v1. It's just annoying. I mean, it's 3 kills. And there was just no help, I felt. Just, it's just so awful. Like, I mean, I suppose this is what I get for flying a low tier game, but, like, come on, like, at least learn to play and shoot in like arcade before going straight into realistic battles. I mean, especially at this tier, like it wasn't hard. Like, the reason I die is like because you're in a Spitfire that has similar top speeds to the Zeros, and it's just sort of not like better turning, same speed. That you can't run, you can't outturn them, there's just not much you could do in that situation. Except, you know, hope that their little BB guns didn't do anything. I mean, I was missing an aileron as well. But, yeah, I don't know if these guys are going to win, and I'm not overly fussed if they do or don't, to be quite honest. And it's still going up just because I was a 3-kill game. And it's just showing how poor teamwork is sometimes. Because I didn't notice any of our team die. I didn't notice any of them anywhere near where I was to begin with. So, I mean, half of their team has to have crashed as well. Because half of our team didn't have any kills. Like, it's just so bad with how low tier games are. I mean, they get in higher tier as well. It's not like a thing that just consists at tier 2 and 1 and stuff. No, the whole level, like you can be in a tier 5 game and you end up with no team left and it's you versus like 4 or 5. And sometimes it's alright because they're spaced out across the map, but when they're in like that situation where you've got them coming in all different directions, and it's just hard, and it's not possible sometimes. Like if you're in, again, it depends who you're against. If you're against Germans, you'd be fine in Spitfire 2B. If you're against Russians, you're normally alright, depending on what there is. If there is I-16s, then you might not be alright, but for the most part, Yaks and stuff you can outturn. America, yeah, you'd be able to easily outdo anything they've got. Except everything in America's untiered because American biased. Japan, then they can outturn you and they've got similar speeds. Yeah, if you look at that, and then you look at like the A6M2s. I mean, you've got a bit of speed over them, but it's not really much to shout about, really. I mean, 566, 581, like it's not exactly, you know, 600 to 400 or anything. Like, you're not going to outrun them like that sort of situation. But in all, I'd say this is the most fun Spitfire to fly. It's, in my opinion, probably the best until you get to like the later Griffins, like 22, 14 and stuff. Obviously that one's also one of my favourite ones. I like the Mark 9 and 16, but I feel like they're not very good performance for what tier they're at against like Focke-Wulf Ds, is then they start to not really perform the best. That one is alright, but I mean, it's not the best, but I mean, the 5C and 5B are just useless. They just rip. That one's horribly over tiered for what performance it's got. It's only got like 10 mile an hour faster than that. If that, actually. How much was that? 192. Yeah, it's got 10 mile an hour, no, 11. Let's go. 11 mile an hour faster than the 2B. And it gets into tier 4 games, and it's just not right. Like, you just shouldn't at all. But anyway, if you've enjoyed the video and the bit of a rant that goes with it, please be sure to click like, subscribe down below for more War Thunder, and suggest planes you want me to fly if you want any at all. Obviously, anything at all, really. I mean, prop, jet, whatever, I don't really mind. I'll grind it out if I have to. I'll do a review of it somewhere. I'd say this video was more of a reviewy type one over than it was a lot of just ranting about shit teams. But if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to click subscribe down below for more War Thunder, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Sometimes I go a bit quiet when I'm trying to kill someone, just because I'm concentrating on actually like shooting at them. And I'm thinking of working on maybe a montage, but not